Nizzy, and in this video, you guys, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Toronto Raptors team here. We're going to be talking about Freddie Vanvleet after his huge performance versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, Giannis wasn't playing in that game, but Freddie had a big game with 29 points, sealed the deal late in the game with some clutch buckets down the stretch for us. Showing his vocal leadership qualities over on the bench there. You've seen him talking to some of the young players there later in that game, telling them to keep their hands behind their back, don't foul whatsoever. Obviously, with the not a lot of time left on the clock, the Raptors, I think, had a 4-point lead at that point. So there was absolutely no reason for anyone to foul, and Achua was getting himself in some foul trouble, grabbing and clutching guys. So I thought that was huge from Fred VanVleet to step up down the stretch there for us. He's, kind of pronounced himself as the vocal leader of this squad and the clutch time player that we need down the stretch. Obviously, with Pascal coming back in the fold, I think a lot of us thought that the Toronto Raptors were going to have, their main dude and Pascal coming back. We all thought he was going to be our go-to guy and the leader of this squad, but it just doesn't seem like that's the case right now, you guys. I don't know if it ever will be the case. I just don't think Pascal has that determination within him to be the number one guy and to be able to take and handle all that pressure and responsibility that comes with being the number one guy. It just doesn't seem like it's in the cards for Pascal Siakam to be that dude. But it does seem like Fred VanVleet can take over that role, man. I love the fact that he stepped up in that game against Milwaukee when we desperately needed a win. We've kind of been falling apart as of late, especially defensively. So the fact that we had a huge defensive performance in that game, played really well. Obviously, Giannis wasn't playing in that game, which, probably was the biggest reason the Raptors were able to win. I think if Giannis was playing in that game, we probably would have ended up losing, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, still a good victory. Obviously, we're a rebuilding squad right now, kind of on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoff positions. And the Milwaukee Bucks, obviously, coming off a championship last year. Their roster is completely scattered with championship DNA. So it's never going to be an easy win against a team like that, even when they do have their best player in Giannis Antetokounmpo not playing in the game. Because you do have a bunch of other championship caliber players. Obviously, Chris Middleton was playing in that game. Drew Holiday had a good game. I think he had 26 points on the night. So they still got some ballers over there that can get her done on a night-to-night basis. You still had to play a good, hard-nosed basketball game to be able to come out with a victory. Huge 97-93 win over the Bucks. Fred VanVleet was the biggest reason that we won that game. Played super solid down the stretch for us. Huge in the second half. I think he only had 3 points or 4 points in the first half. Had 24 or 26 points, something like that in the second half. So he just turned it up to another level when we needed him to do it most, which is absolutely huge. And yeah, man, I'm stoked that we got Freddie on the team right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Pascal Siakam here over the next coming weeks and months. If we don't see any more improvement from the guy and he kind of just stays where he's at right now, I would not be surprised if the Toronto Raptors maybe have a trade package with him, possibly Boucher and Goran Dragic for a bunch of pieces from another team, maybe in a 3-way deal or something like that. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that we got somebody who's trying to lead this squad to some victories. And Fred VanVleet here, you could tell the dude's getting frustrated with losing. And that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to get so pissed off and frustrated with losing that you're going to start harping on guys. You're going to start being more vocal, telling guys what they need to be doing out on the floor, which, not every guy likes being pushed that way and getting their buttons pushed. But at the end of the day, sometimes that's what guys need to be able to progress and move forward. And we need Freddie getting on guys' asses like that, being a little bit more hard-nosed, especially in those timeouts and things, getting his guys motivated, getting his guys ready to go, understanding the time in the game and what's needed at that specific time in the game, whether it be good defense, if getting a high-quality shot, not settling for a shitty jump shot from the perimeter, trying to get it into the paint, whatever it may be. He needs to be that vocal leader telling the guys this is what we need to do at this time in the game. And I think he's stepping up and doing a real nice job of that. Having a great season so far as well. Fred VanVleet is, you guys. Season stats so far for the guy, he's got 20 points per game right now, 5 rebounds a game, 6 assists per game, 1.6 steals a game, half a block, and 22 games played. He's one of the minutes leaders as well in the NBA this year, 38 minutes per game. I think he's in the top 3. Maybe I'm pretty sure it's the top 3, top 5 for sure, but I think he's even in the top 3 for minutes played per game right now. I mean, the dude's just a juggernaut out there. I don't know how he doesn't get fucking absolutely exhausted by the end of some of these games. But the fact that he just keeps pushing forward, keeps producing at a high level, You got to love to see it, man. I really love, too, Fred VanVleet's shooting percentage has gone up quite significantly this year. He's always been a guy who's been in the low 40s, high 30s for his field goal percentage in his career. This year so far, he's shooting a 44% clip from the field. I think the biggest reason the guy's been able to shoot at a higher percentage from the field this year it's because he's taking a lot less three-point shots and a lot less tough layups around the rim. He's really dialed in his mid-range game very nicely. I'd say he's one of the better mid-range shooters in the game right now, to be honest with you. It's almost money every time he pulls up from the elbow. I mean, it's pretty well going to go in. He's been real consistent with that shot this year. It seems like about five to 10 games into the season, he kind of realized how many teams were leaving that mid-range game open for us. And that's when Fred VanVleet's really started to take advantage of that situation. And starting to knock down some of those mid-range shots, which is huge for us, especially when teams are leaving you wide open on that shot. You got to take advantage, especially because it's a much easier shot than a three-pointer. And you're still getting consistent points out of it. If you can shoot, a 50% clip from those mid-range jumpers, there's no reason you shouldn't be shooting a bunch of those in a game. And it's nice to see Fred VanVleet take advantage of that. We got a couple other guys that could take advantage of the mid-range jumper. Obviously, Gary Trent Jr. is another one of them who enjoys shooting the mid-range J. And I think that's just something we're going to have to continue to take advantage of. I'd like to see other guys start to shoot more like Pascal, but I'd like to see him take a little more mid-rangers instead of three-pointers. Scotty Barnes has a really nice mid-range shot already for a rookie. I thought he's been doing a nice job. His three-point percentage has improved immensely over the last couple of games as well. He's been shooting a nice clip from three-point range. So got to love to see it. Fred VanVleet's doing a great job being the leader of this team right now. We all thought Pascal was going to be the leader of the squad. Doesn't look like that's the case anymore, you guys. It definitely looks like Fred VanVleet is the hands-down leader of the team. Obviously, I believe Scotty Barnes will be the bona fide leader of this squad. As the years go on here, it's just a tough thing to do as a rookie, but he's already got all the leadership qualities, and he is starting to take over a bit of a leadership role alongside Fred VanVleet there. Pascal's got a little bit of a leadership quality to him, but he just doesn't play consistently enough. I think he's underperforming right now for how much he's getting paid per season on his max contract there. We need to see a little more of this guy. We need to see him be a little more vocal as well. And I'd just like to see him play a little more consistently on the defensive side. That's pretty much where Pascal made his name in the league, was playing hard-nosed defensive ball and then running in transition and getting the easy baskets. That's really where he made his name. And it seems like he's gotten away from that a little bit now. With that added pressure on the offensive end to make buckets, it seems like he's kind of gotten away of his fast-paced, running the floor kind of style of game. I'd like to see him get back to that a little bit more, get some of those easy baskets around the rim inside the paint there. And I think he'd be able to improve his percentages as well. But at the end of the day, you guys, I'm stoked that we got Freddie on the team here. He's looking like an all-star caliber player so far this season. Shooting almost 40% from three-point range as well. He's at 39% from three-point range this season, 86% from the free throw line. So just nice numbers all around from the guy, and being the exact leader that the Toronto Raptors need. So hopefully the boys can turn it around here and start stringing some wins together here before the Christmas comes up. So we'll have to see what happens there. But nonetheless, you guys, happy with Fred VanVleet's performance in the game against Milwaukee. Glad the guy's starting to step up as one of the true leaders on this team when we're, kind of soul searching right now for somebody to kind of lead us through these dark times here and some of these, ups and downs throughout a season with a young squad. So it's nice to see Fred VanVleet taking charge and doing that for us. Would love to get your guys' opinion in the comments section down below, man. How do you think Freddie's done so far this season, being the leader of the squad? I guess, to you guys, I'd love your opinion on Pascal Siakam. How do you think he's done so far this season? What do you think he needs to improve on? Whether it be his leadership qualities or his performance out on the floor, to be that bona fide number one for us. What do you think he needs to improve on? Like I said, we'd love your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. Once again, you guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and every video on my channel. Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thank you guys for watching, man, and this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat.